Okay, I have another Peavey Classic 50 410 here. Um, I did a repair on one that was similar to this a few weeks ago. This one is having an issue with the reverb. The reverb is just not working. And there's also a broken pot there that they want to change, so I'm going to check that out. Okay, so whenever you're having reverb problems like this, first thing to check to see if your issue is in the reverb tank or in the amp itself is if you can unplug your reverb, and you can see here there's two sets of wires. So we're going to measure the resistance between the first two and the second two and see what we have. I can do that with one hand. Well, okay, so got my probes in the first set of wires, and we're showing 58.5 ohms, which is fine. Now let's check the other set. Got them there on the second set of wires, and we're reading open loop. So looks like our cable is probably disconnected down there in the reverb tank, or there's a broken wire. So we'll get to the bottom of that. Okay, with the reverb tank out, I should be able to read some kind of resistance between the 2 points here on this input jack, and I'm still getting open loop. So the problem has to be after this input jack. So either there's a bad connection in here, or the coil could be burned, or it could just be a broken wire there. So let's dig a little deeper. Okay, I know you more than likely can't see this, but the problem is that both of these wires, there's wires that come from this coil right here I'm pointing at. One wire will come out and go to the first prong, and the other wire comes out and goes to the second one. So the outside wire, on the outer layer of the coil, you can just unwrap it one wrap to get enough wire to come back out to the first prong here, and that's what I did, and I wrapped it around. But the other one, it's from the inner layer, so you can't unwrap it from there. So is what I'm doing is I took a strand of wire, just from a little piece of wire I had laying there, and I wrapped it around this second prong right there, and I'm going to solder it. I'm going to cut it right about here and bend it over and try to make a light little solder connection to the piece of broken wire that's still right there. I mean, talk about surgical precision whenever you're doing this stuff, but sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You just have to be really careful not to nick that coil with the soldering iron, or put too much heat in the wire and cause an internal short there. So we're gonna see what we can do. Okay, I think I've succeeded. Once again, you won't be able to see the little wires in there, but I got my little extra wire that I'd put around that second prong down here. I soldered it to the prong at the base, and then just kind of bent it over across the top of that bracket there. So now, whenever I measure across the two prongs, we have 220 ohms, which sounds about right. So I'm going to put it back together and see how it works. Okay, got her powered back up. I got the reverb turned up to 12, and see how it sounds. We got reverb. I can't play guitar with one hand, so. down. Just a little bit of reverb. Okay. Yep, I think that'll work. Okay, got the amp out of the chassis, or the cabinet there, I mean, and found that there's not just one broken knob. Almost half of these knobs are broken. This one is just kind of taped together. This one's broken. This one's broken. And these right here, they're okay, but they're a little stressed. So I think I have a few of these. I may have the ones needed to replace these broken ones. So we shall see. Alright, I got this board out. It's kind of a pain to get the thing out of there, but we got it. And I have my replacement pots. This is going to be 8, or it's going to be pot 8, 7, 6, and 3. And there's a bill of materials online for this amp, if you need to look that up. Alright, all the pots are replaced, or the ones that were broken. Now I'll put the board back in and